First, I want to thank Mr. Jordan, Mr. Pryor. And the second thing I want to bring up is the land issue on Pearl Street and around the middle school. I do not believe nothing in me that should be given to the city for a park for no reason. The city has undermined us in many ways. And they continue to undermine us and call y'all names and such whatnot to death. I'm against the Black Lives Matter on the street. If it was all lives matter, I'd have no problem. They protested the statue out here, and we abided by it and asked for it to be removed. This Black Lives Matter on a street that I pay taxes on is against. It offends me, not because of a black person, but because of what it actually stands for. Black Lives Matter is nothing but they burn, loot, and maim. That's all they want to do. Now, if it was for the fellow that was killed, Mr. Brown, then hey, let's go for it. All lives matter. Mr. Brown's lives matter. Your lives matter. Your lives matter. All of us do. So to paint something on a street that the county and city pays taxes on is very wrong. It's uncalled for. So in that I asked again, I say, why do we have to move the statue? Scratch it, forget it. If they can do that, why would we move our statue? Black men fought in that war as well as white men did. And everybody in this room knows that. But white matters, black matters, Mexican, all of us matter. It ain't just about one person. Oh boy, but y'all would have a fit if we went out here, the city councilmen, 5 of them, would have a fit if we went out here and decided we're gonna paint white lives matter down Martin Luther King Street. They would have a fit. That would be racist. And we're not asking to do that. We're asking to put all lives matter on it. Now I'm told, I don't know how true it is, because I'm not an educated man, but I'm told because I'm not a city resident, I can't speak in city council. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's not true. But yet they can come speak in here about what we're doing. So we should matter. The city sits inside of the county. The county does not sit inside of the city. So anyway, that's my saying, and there'll be more brought on that once the land issue is brought ahead onto whether what we can actually do with it or not. But as far as the city goes, one more statement on that. I walk, everybody knows I walk 5 to 6 miles a day. And I live in the county, but I come over town and use the sidewalks. The city can't even keep up the sidewalks. Walk around them someday. Walk over there in Waterfront Park. The bricks are maimed up. The city doesn't even keep that up. I go to the senior center for months. For months. We've been asking about the lights to be fixed. The city hasn't done that yet either. Thank you. I'm sorry for running over.
Okay, June Gibbs, and then Keith. Mr. Dallas, I think you have your keys.
These are my keys.
That's a microphone. The microphone for the newscaster, I think. Okay.
Good evening.
Good evening.
At last, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. At last, county commissioners, whom we all voted to put in office, decided at last that they would speak to us. I can't believe this. I was born, as the old people say, born and bred here. Moved away, affiliated with the military, moved back here to rear my children where I thought everything was just and fair. Some of you on this county podium or whatever it is were my students, and I was always fair. Color didn't matter. I've been out there almost every day, with the exception of last week, because I was ill, fighting for justice. Then when I tried to call through, I can't get a phone call back. I mean, does that mean because I am black that I'm dangerous? Now, I know there's some of you up here, and I call it like I see it. Some of you just don't have the intestinal fortitude to stand up for anything.
That's right.
Some of you don't have anybody to fight with you. And some of you are just mean. I don't care what way you put it. That young man was shot in the back of his head. He has a family that does not know what happened, and you're telling me all we're asking is transparency Show us what happened. We're not causing to walk in these streets and having the police officers, and I do feel for the city police officers, having to walk around every day to keep us safe. In our town, where all you had to do was show. What is the cover up? Come on now. Let's face it. If that shooting was just, if it were just, now come on, I'm as intelligent as the rest of you, and all of you are as intelligent as I am. If there was nothing to hide, you would show the tape. That's all I'm saying, show the tape. Let it all fall where it is. And then you all sit here high, looking low at us. And when, you know how I feel? I can't even reach out to a county commissioner. I can't even bring myself out to say it. To a city attorney. Do you know how that makes me feel? I wasn't involved in it at all, but I'm gonna fight with it. I have 3 children that I brought back here to rear, productive citizens. And the thought that one of you would attempt to treat one of them this way, it's just unbearable. I'm asking you tonight to go home and think. Pull off your sunshades, pull off your blinders, your everything. Do like I did when I work with children. Do like I do in everyday life. Treat
Thank you.
people.
Thank you for your time. Time's up.
Thank you.
Yes.
Gary Davis. And then,
Greetings. I am Keith Rivers, President of the Pasquotank County Branch of the National Association for the Advancement of Color. And it is good, as Dr. Gibbs said, to see you all. We've missed your presence. We've missed your presence ever since a black man was shot in the back of the head. You wrote a letter from this board that was not neutral, but in support, and then told everybody else to be patient until the results came back. Well, the autopsy is back, and it said he was shot.
Man on the far right over there in the blue.
Right there.
That's the county attorney. You come across
Right
the
there.
behavior sometimes.
And then when we look at this year's budget, we see that there is asking for an increase in the sheriff's budget. That shouldn't even be on the table. On the table. The city police and the city budget, the city police have been out there protecting people that are standing and marching for justice. But yet, when I look out there in the hallway, I see 6 and 7 sheriff's deputies out there. Are they there because we are here? I've been to many county commissioner meetings, and never have I seen that display of force. We are your constituents. We are the people that you took an oath to serve, but you discontinued meeting in person. You wrote a letter, and that's the last time we've heard from you. Now you have your first meeting, and we go out there in the hallway, and it's 6 and 7 sheriff deputies. Do we look like the type of people? Have we displayed any actions to show that we have been doing this thing the right way for Andrew Brown? Justice. The sheriff has clearly, the 3 deputies have clearly violated the deadly force policy. It's 300 if you haven't read it. It's clearly stated that they will move out of the way of the vehicle, and they can't even fire into the vehicle to disable it. That's in Pasquotank Sheriff's policy. It also says in the policy that if one sheriff's deputy sees another sheriff's deputy using unnecessary deadly force, that they are to intercede. Well, isn't it amazing that the so-called deputies that the car was aiming at did not fire? All the deputies did not fire. So evidently, everybody didn't see it the same. So for this county to even consider an increase in the sheriff's budget when you wouldn't even meet with the constituents, we strongly demand that there is no increase in the budget, and that we go back and that budget be placed on a public hearing and let everybody see what they're getting paid for.
Mr. Rivers.
Thank you.
Gary Davis. Andrea Rovenski.
I'm Terry Davis, and I just want to say, don't give the sheriff any more money. I gotta give them less, but definitely don't give them more. And you should all be ashamed of yourselves. I yield the rest of my time to whoever wants it.
Andrea Rovenski. You got 3 minutes, the next person has 3 minutes.
Hello, is this thing on?
And then the next person is James Saunders, and then Cheryl Morrison.
I think that it is a little ridiculous of a concept to postulate increasing the sheriff's budget after they kill someone unlawfully. I think it provides an incentive for them to continue to murder people unlawfully, and I think it's ridiculous, ludicrous, and evil, and I yield my time.
Thank you. James Saunders is next, and then Cheryl Morrison, and then Michelle Suttle, is that right? Sutton, okay, thank you,
Good evening.
thank you.
My name is James E. Saunders Jr. I'm half of the protesters, no sheriff's budget. Thank you.
Thank you. Cheryl Morrison. And then after Sutton, it'll be Mary Whitley, and then Linwood Gallup.
My name is Cheryl Morrison, and I live at 710 Harney Street. I'm up here because I've been wanting to meet with y'all for the longest. I was told that you couldn't talk to us, and that really bothered me because I voted for certain people, and for them to tell me that they can't talk to me really made me mad. But my whole purpose here is, I heard that gentleman say that all lives matter. But no, it doesn't, because you have to first have Black Lives Matter before you can have all lives matter. And the way y'all treated Andrew Brown tells me that it's still the same. It doesn't matter. Black lives don't matter. And the sheriff treated him like he was nothing. And I just want to know, if your son or daughter was shot like that, what would y'all do? Tell me, what would you do? How would you appreciate the fact that no one showing you the film to let you know exactly what happened? And that's all the family is asking for. They asking to see the whole film. And I know all you men up there have children. And not only children, it could also happen to you. But once you walk out here, you ain't nothing but a black man. Okay? Remember that. Think about it. Okay? You could be riding in a car and get stopped because you're black. Now you.
Thank you.
Me?
Yeah.
My name is Mary Whitley.
Mrs. Sutton is next. You're next.
I'm next, right?
Yeah, you're next. No, well, we'll go with you and then we'll back up to Sutton.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Go right ahead.
All right.
Yeah.
I just want to put in a request, please do not increase the Pasquotank County Sheriff's Department budget. I understand several people have resigned, and I realize cost of living increases annually and so forth, but at this point, I personally feel the money would be better served investing in empathy training and education and other things so that we can move forward from all of this. I appreciate all of you. I appreciate your job. Thank you for finally agreeing to meet with us in public, and I hope it allows you to realize that we're not, a bunch of rioters or trash or anything like that. My father raised me to hate the sin, not the sinner, to love all of mankind, and I truly do. I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm sure they follow suit. I'm sure all of you follow suit at the end of the day. And I just ask that moving forward, because we do need to relate to one another, we do need to communicate. It's the biggest problem that we have. And I look forward to working with you all, speaking with you more, so that we can make this place better for everyone. We can't fix the world, but we can fix Elizabeth City. We can work on Pasquotank County, and we are all citizens and I appreciate your time, but please think about it logically, please think about it from the perspectives that they've given and will give. We just want you to, do some things that are just and fair. I realize everybody is tight in this small community and tight-knit in your, institutions and groups and so forth, and I respect all of that, but change needs to come. It is long overdue. It's necessary. It is definitely time. So please, work with us in the future on these things, because we all want what's best for everybody, and we want things to get better. And furthermore, I know that Andrew had a record, and I've heard this so much, and I see people using God and hiding behind scripture, and we're all on the right side. Well, I feel like I'm on the right side of justice. And I don't care if someone has a rap sheet 10 pages long. It does not make him more human or less human, because my God said that. And it's just the way that I feel. I'm sure some of you agree, at least to some capacity. We can't change what happened in the past, but we can most certainly build a better future.
There you go.
Thank you.
Sutton, then Linwood Gallup, and is it Jim Gore, is that right, or Jim Gore, and then Darlene Pianda.
My name is Michael Sutton. I'm one of the regular protesters out here.
Michael Sutton.
Yes.
Okay, thank
And,
you.
we just wanted to let y'all know that raising the budget, right now would not be a good idea. We're not satisfied with the performance that they are doing right now, so we sure don't give them any money right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next is Linwood Gallup, then Jim Gore, and Darlene Pianda.
Thank you. I'm William McGowan, Elevate the City. I want to start with this fundamental American thought. An American thought from anti-federalists, that government can be corrupt. I start with this American thought, that government can be in the wrong, that government will violate people's rights, that government will abuse people. Let's get back to one of the fundamental thoughts of this nation. Right now, we have been protesting for a little over 60 days. We have not had a agreement, violation of our rights. Andrew Brown was killed, shot in his back. Our district attorney cherry-picked the law. He cherry-picked the law to prove his point. He mentioned a Supreme Court case in 1984. He did not mention the Supreme Court case in 1985, Tennessee versus Gardner, that said you cannot shoot a fleeing suspect. Then you have your own policy books that's in violation. The sheriff's own laws and own policy books that are in violation. And still yet everyone looks at us like we're the problem. Like we're the issue. Like we're doing something evil and mean to this nation just to demand for our rights to be implemented. We are demanding for our rights to be respected and implemented. You took an oath to do that. You took an oath to do that by the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the state of North Carolina. And every day you ignore us, you are ignoring our rights. That means you are criminal too.
That's right.
That means you are criminal too. We have to get this straight. We're not going to get it straight by hiding and avoiding one another. It is time for everybody to put their American big boy and big girl pants on, and we sit down and we talk about this issue until we get it right, because we ain't going nowhere. Thank you.
I see you have a name for the address, you need a record of, for the clerk, your address.
Are homeless people not allowed to speak?
No problem.
What does that mean?
No, I mean, are you a resident of the city? I mean, just something for the record.
Well, I'm just asking.
I'm just
Can I
asking.
speak?
Yeah, you can speak, I'm just asking, you have an NA, that's all.
There's an AA on there, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
We okay?
Yeah.
So I looked at the budget today, and I see that the sheriff's department is asking for a 200,000 raise. I also looked and I saw that 300,000 of that is going to salary. This seems arrogant. This seems tone deaf. This seems evil. We need to talk about this. these people should not be getting more money at this moment. These people should not be getting more money at any moment, but especially not now. Not after they shot a man in the back of the head. And I can feel the air in my lungs moving from my belly up into my chest because I am angry. I'm angry and I'm tired, and we've been out there every day, and y'all, you haven't been there with us.
Charlie, Annetta, Walter Godfrey, and then Lucille Mallory. Would you like for us to bring you the microphone?
No, I'll make my way. Because of course your courtroom must be handicap accessible, right? My name is Darlene Canetta. I live at 300 Princess Anne Circle in Elizabeth City. I have been here for 18 years. Moved here when my husband was in the strike force and stayed because we had a son to raise and I thought this would be a good place to raise a child. And the utter audacity to murder a man and then come here and ask for money is the most shameful thing I have heard of. Not only should y'all be ashamed of it for even thinking about it, Sheriff Wooten should be ashamed for asking of this. He should be ashamed. He is a disgrace. You come in here telling us, oh, it's only a few bad cops. Well, why is he still wearing a badge? Because he is a murderer. He's an accessory to murder. You know who else is a murderer? Robert Morgan. You know who else is a murderer? Andrew Llewellyn. You know who else is a murderer? Joel Lunsford. Michael Swindle. Stephen Judd. Kenneth Bishop. Daniel Meads. Andrew Womble. Because they are all accessories to murder or murderers themselves. And if you were all good, if you were good people, if you were decent people, you would be out there marching with us. You would be out there marching with, those sheriffs wouldn't be out there trying to look scary. They would have their badges off and be marching with us. Because they would know that taking a man's life, shooting a man in the back of the head, executing a man, is not something to be proud of. And it certainly isn't something you reward with a budget increase. How dare you even put this before us? The audacity. Just shame on you all. Shame on you. If you all go to church, you need to start reading your Bible more. If you call yourself Christian, then you obviously have not read your Bible. Because I don't remember anywhere Jesus talking about it okay to pop a guy in the back of the head. Shame on all of you. And shame on you for being cowards and hiding from us until now. Release the tape. The whole tape.
The whole
The full tape.
The full tape.
The real tape.
The real tape.
The unredacted tape.
The unredacted tape.
All right, we're hearing you loud and clear. Walter Godfrey, Lucille Mallory, and then Julia Allen.
I know.
Good evening to everyone. I stand before you
tears that I share are not because of fear. See, I died when I gave my life to Christ. I have no fear of anything. A man or woman who fears God has no need or reason to fear anything else. I cry because so many people are hurting, and yet we go on with life as though nothing has happened. How can we do that? If your child, your friend, your family, your wife, your husband, any one of your family members is suffering, I would feel just as bad if it was one of my own. And yet, you can pass judgment on someone and go on as though life has not changed. You're not affected. We're all in this world together. The young man said, all lives matter. They do all matter. But we gotta act like all lives matter.
Yep, exactly.
You're supposed to be representing the people. You can't do what you wanna do. You gotta show some compassion, some empathy, some concern. Just because you're elected as an official, that means the Bible says, thine is the power and the glory. You ain't got no power. When you lay down at night to go to sleep, you don't know whether you're gonna get up or not. Your wife don't know whether she's gonna get up or not. Your children don't know whether they're gonna get up or not. Be careful how you treat people.
That's right.
Because one day, every one of us will stand before God and give an account. And the problem is, you have no recourse at that trial. You have no recourse, no backing up, no chance to recant or anything else. I beg you, I plead with you, don't wait till it's too late to do the right thing. I'm not threatened. I believe in Christ. I don't believe in threatening. I don't believe in arguing. I tell my wife, I don't believe in complaining. I'm not gonna argue or complain with you. Now, some of them had time that they passed on.
Mr. Godfrey, your 3 minutes is up.
We exceeded our time.
Your time is up.
Okay, so, all
Thank you.
right. So the people that,
Everybody's been on 3 minutes.
no, but some of them did stay for
No,
one.
there's no passing of time. They had a chance to speak 3 minutes,
okay.
just like you. Thank you.
I yield.
Thank you. Lucille Mallory.
I'll see you at the judgment box.
Senator Molly Kimrod, and Angela Proctor.
My name is Lucia Mallory. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground are sinking. And I stand before you because my heart goes out to a hurt that don't understand why. I stand before you as a black woman, a citizen of Elizabeth City. And there's no justice for our black people of this city. We pay tax. We live in a house just like anybody else. We want to be comfortable just like anybody else. And we want to be treated right just like anybody else. And when you do wrong, it has to be corrected, regardless of who you are. And only right, we're saying, we can't go home and sleep, and wrong is being done
Motherfucker's not even looking.
to our people as a black person. And I say black people because we have been treated
wrong long enough.
Wow, there you go.
That's right.
And it's time for a change. It's time for a change in every situation.
That's right.
In every situation. We've been treated wrong. And do you think it should be shooting a man in the back of the head is right what's been going on ever since the world been? They've been shot and not given and not being brought forth. But this is not going anywhere. This story gonna stand because only right will stand. Let's get it right. And let's get it right now. Cause only right when you go home, you're gonna rest in your home. Let's get it right. We have time to get it right. Why drag your feet and sit back and do nothing? Run and hide. Time to stop hiding and come forth and do right. On Christ, the solid rock I stand. All other ground are sinking sand. And I'm gonna stand. I will stand. And I will go forth. And if you want to go with us for right, it's time to make a change. And stop sitting back and won't give more money. It's time for a change. No more.
Julie Allen, Molly Shinrod, Angela Brothers Proctor, and Edward Rivers.
Hi, I'm Julia Allen, a supporter of Black Lives Matter and justice for Andrew Brown. Myself and the community that have been in the streets for over 60 days now want to know why increasing the sheriff's department's budget is even in question. They are responsible for executing an unarmed black man because he was scared. He was trying to get away. If he was that much of a danger, then why is the one officer that they are saying had to roll over the hood of his car not one that fired their weapons? Since when do people condone murder, let alone think it's okay to pay sheriffs if you're just going to literally let them get away with murder? They're no longer sheriffs at this point. They're paid murderers. They're paid assassins.
I'm Molly Penrod. I'm not that great at speaking in front of people, and I have a bunch of things to say, so I'm not sure what order they're gonna come out, but here we go. I wanna start out by saying, everyone here knows all lives matter. And we also know that all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Exactly.
That guy
That's right.
that spoke about the murals isn't here anymore, but I still wanna go over a little bit of what he said. Yeah, we would freak out if there was a White Lives Matter mural, because white lives have never been under systematic attack the way that Black lives have. A BML mural is a message of equality. That a White Lives Matter mural would be a message of supremacy, which we have enough of. I'm in support of the mural, but I have to say it feels like you're throwing us a bone.
There you go.
Because performative actions like painting something on the ground with no systemic changes being made behind it is placation. That's all that is. And I say that because the reason why I'm even here is proof of that, because I'm here to debate why you guys are increasing a budget for the sheriff's department when it's already $4.3 million. We're already part of program 1033, which allows the sheriff and the police department to get their weapons straight from the Pentagon, so I see no reason why their budget would be increased. Also, you guys put assassins back on the force. Those, like my companion Julia said, those are no longer sheriffs, they are assassins now. The disciplinary actions that, the retraining that they were supposed to have is supposed to be public record, it is not. I haven't heard anything of that, nor do I even know when they would have had time to be retrained between their paid vacation leave and coming back. And I don't know what kind of department, what kind of sheriff's department gets more funding after murdering someone.
There you go.
No repercussions are being had for anyone. What kind of example is that for not only the judicial system, but for America? You murder someone and get away with it, you're not even punished. You get paid leave and then you're back on the force. That doesn't make any sense to me. They violated Ruben's own policy that he wrote. You're not even supposed to shoot at the cars of a van, or the wheels of a van, of a car. You're not even supposed to shoot at the wheels, and they shot at him, putting their own sheriffs in the unmarked van that was on the street in harm's way while they did it. So their lives don't even matter anymore either. Just confused about that. So, all in all, appreciate the mural, appreciate the permission to paint the street, but we want change, actual change.
Good evening all, my name is Angela Proctor, and I would like to start by singing a quote by Martin Luther King. What happens in the dark will come out in the light. This video, it needs to be released. And as far as the raise for the sheriff's department, it could be put towards better things for Elizabeth City. Example, handicap courtroom. You understand what I'm saying? And with Mr. Balance, I agree, this statute out there, I believe in history. We should not destroy it, but put it in the proper place. Like the Smithsonian in Washington, D.C. Don't destroy history, because when you destroy history, you're making the younger kids, oh, it never happened. That's like saying the Holocaust never happened, and we know it happened. You understand what I'm saying? And 300, all I have to say, what happens in the dark will come out in the light, and eventually that video will be released. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
Good evening. I start off by saying good evening because from the records or from where you may be thinking is that there's been an angry riot in the city of Elizabeth City. But for 61 days, there have been peaceful protests. But from your account, we're an angry mob who maybe might want to bring violence to you. I have no idea. But that has not occurred in 61 days. But yet, on the night it happened, on the morning that Andrew Brown was executed, we showed up at the city hall to ask for questions. Then we went to the sheriff's department to ask what was going on. No response, no one came out to talk. Only the police chief and the assistant deputy chief of the Elizabeth City Police Department came out to try to talk to approximately about 200 people. But yet they had no control because it was the sheriff's department. Because of a lack of communication between our elected officials, you that have name badges here, we just asked for you to come out and talk to us. But you chose not to talk to us. You chose to send a letter from the chairman of this commission, supported by each and every one of you. And it had up there that we support the sheriff's department. But yet, you wouldn't come out to talk to a group of citizens who just had questions to ask. So that way we would see our elected officials, hear them, knowing that we have representation that would at least take our questions back to and be able to give us answers. I was an elected official. People would ask me questions, I would have to go back and bring them answers. That's what we ask of our county commissioners. But yet you can come to our church, you can come to my house and ask me to support you. But yet when issues such as this that are in our community, that you cannot bring back and just come back and say, wait time, or let things roll. At least we would have had the opportunity to have a dialogue with each and every one of you. Then you chose to close your meeting. And in closing your meeting, then you decide from your county manager to go after the only persons who were bringing up issues that we were talking, that you publicly criticized the city of Elizabeth City council persons, because they were the only ones that had balls to talk to us, to at least hear us, whether they agreed with us or not. But yet y'all chose to look at us as rioters, angry mobs. But yet we have not did anything angry. We've been peaceful. We've articulated today. No one's made any threatening remarks. But yet, 7 sheriff officers with bodyguards or body armor was out there, so they were expecting for us to come up here and tear up this place? So that's what has been perceived in the community, but yet, this is what community looks like. Right here, look at this. This is what community looks like. You see black, white, the same way when I look at the county commissioners.
Excuse me, sir, your time's up.
My time's up?
That's what, okay, sorry about that, man. So at this time, we've had all those that have signed up, earlier.
Where the fuck are we going? I don't know where I'm at.
I'm glad I don't know how this place is. Means I never been.
Rise and loot and main people in spray paint stuff. But that's what we've been doing the whole time.
I know one.
Got me on video saying things.
I can't stand it. Your reactions is funny. You hate it, man.
We just found out.
They're back in their league. They fair, they can lead them too. They gonna follow.
Mm-hmm.
Dang.
Hello?
What's so funny? You think that's funny? I think you're funny.
Yeah, where you at?
Fucking goobers just laughed at us leaving.